The official from the DOJ, responsible for training immigration court judges. I got to read this twice. But look, this is a judge said this week that migrant children, I am not making this up, do not turn off your television. This actually happened. This judge said that migrant children, some as young as 3 years old, should be able to represent themselves in court. Now, is that loony talk? Did I just make that up? No, it's right here. And I honest to God, I had to read about this. His name is Jake Weil. Jake, W-E-I-L. Now, this is a judge who is in charge of training other judges that are going to be involved with immigration cases. But he says, you know, it really takes a lot of work. Wait. Here's what he says. I've taught immigration law literally to 3- and 4-year-olds, Will says. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, but they get it most of the time, and it's really efficient. Really said that. Okay, this is the guy training new immigration judges. Take it from there.
You know, I have a 3-year-old. We recently just finished, you know, with the whole potty training and really nailed that. So with as difficult as potty training is, I can't imagine trying to sit him down and say, hey, while I've got you, let's go over immigration law for the United States. But this guy, Jake Weil, apparently this miracle worker who can not only teach U.S. immigration law to children, but to children who don't actually speak English. Yeah. And this is not their culture, their law society at all. So this guy must be the smartest human being to ever exist. But no, he honestly says 3-, 4-year-olds, they can represent themselves when they go to court because I can teach them.
You know what's worse about it? He still has his job.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he still has his job. As a matter of fact, he has been raised in his level of importance because, God, I almost can't, because he is going to teach other judges how to teach 3-year-olds how to represent themselves in an immigration court hearing. So, but he still has his job. And, you know, at some point, you got to go back. This is one of those times where you have to go back and look at Idiocracy, the movie. You have to go watch Idiocracy. You have to go read Confederacy of the Dunces. You have to go back and take a look at how stupid we have potential to become. Jake Weil here, this is the new level of stupid. He is the new mark that we all have to head towards. Jake Weil, you idiot, you still have your job. If somebody watching this program doesn't do something to help you lose your job, I'll be so disappointed. Florida Governor Rick Scott has given a $600,000 tax break to a private contractor that, by the way, was found guilty of fraud for about $1,500,000 worth of fraud. That Rick Scott says, this is exactly the kind of people I want to deal with, because Rick Scott, you might remember, is the guy that stole $1.7 billion from Medicare and never went to prison. The Department of Justice fined him. He stole $1.7 billion and then became governor of Florida. And I got a prediction. He's going to be a senator from the state of Florida. He's going to beat, he will beat Bill Nelson in this case. I mean,
unfortunately, yes, I agree with you 100% on that, because, you know, not only did we elect this guy, our governor here in Florida, we elected him twice, knowing the full, granted, he had very weak Democratic opponents who could have nailed him to the wall and chose not to.
Sink. Now, let's talk about this. This was Alex Sink, a Democrat who ran against Rick Scott. Now, how did she get there? She came to my office, made a presentation to our lawyers. I swear, I almost felt like I needed to take a mirror, put it up underneath her nose, see if there was any condensation to see if she was alive. But how did she get there? Because the Democratic Party doesn't understand that simply paying your time, paying your money, being there long enough, that they don't understand. That should not be the test in whether or not you're a good candidate or not. And that is historically the Democratic problem. So Alex Stink, I used to call it, Alex Sink gets beat by Rick Scott, who is, you know, the guy's a felon. I mean, a big felon. $1.7 billion in fraud that he stole from Medicare. Becomes governor twice.
And now running for Senate. But this particular story too, and we can get into the Senate thing in just a moment, but this company, where was it? Comprehensive Health Services. Oh, in the healthcare industry, just like he was. There's no doubt they're good friends of his. They're in the middle of a settlement with the Department of Justice because of all their fraud. And so Rick Scott has to wait till they reach an agreement, and then he says, okay, come back down to Florida. Here's $600,000 in tax breaks, and to tie it back into everything happening in the world right now, you got to reopen your little child prison for all of these immigrant children, because that's what this company is going to be doing. So we know they're fraudsters. They're you know, had to make this massive settlement.
This is going on while they're being accused of fraud. They're negotiating the Medicare fraud. And how much did they pay? 1.8, is it 1.8 million? $3.8 million that they had to pay in the fine. And while that's going on, Rick Scott says, yeah, you'd be perfect. You know, we want to put you in charge here.
Yeah, you're perfect. Given your fraud history, we think you're going to be the greatest people possible to look after these children who we just took away from their parents.
Let me tell you what else this story tweaked to me, okay? It tweaked the idea that this same kind of thing went on for 8 years under Obama. Okay, that's what this did. The living conditions of some of these kids in places like this comprehensive health services place apparently are bad facility. But why did the media and the Democratic Party ignore it then? Because they were Democrats. And so what the hell? We don't really care whether these children have to suffer. We don't want to embarrass our party. The suffering of these kids was much worse. Well, I don't know if it's much worse. It's equivalent to what the Trump administration has put them through. They did it for 8 years. Those pictures of kids in cages, those were actually pictures taken of the Obama administration.
Right.
But why does it happen, Farron? And you and I talk about this all the time. Because Democrats, by God, won't call out Democrats who do wrong.